Guys, my name is Swadhi Chakrabarti and I was configuring the primary server in my previous video. Now in this section I will configure the secondary DNS server. So for secondary DNS server, prerequisite is that you must have a master DNS server or a primary server DNS server priorly configured. And as we all know that the secondary server, all the zone files are copied from the master server, means it is used for sharing, load balancing and redundancy purpose. So let's continue with our video. Its IP address is 192.168.61.63. now let us check by pinging this to our primary server, that whether this is pinging with my primary server or not. Yeah, it is perfectly pinging. Let us check some more parameters. Yeah, the IP table is completely flushed in this section. Again, let's check for the AC Linux settings. Yeah, the AC Linux is disabled here. Let us check the date also. Yeah, it is Sunday, March 8, 1726. Yeah, host name. Yeah, the host name is station63.example.com. Yeah, now I'm trying to make this server as a client for this primary DNS server in my first step. So you have to move to this file, resolve.conf. in resolve.conf, the setting, these two lines must be there, like it will search for example.com and the name of the server, means name server will the IP address of our primary server. Yeah, let us check that whether this is acting as a client for our primary server or not. It can be checked by this command only, station62.example.com. this is the FQDN or the host name of our primary server. Yeah, it is resolved to the IP address, means the forward name resolution file is completely or perfectly working. station62.example.com. oh sorry, yeah, the reverse name resolution process is also perfectly working here. It is resolved from IP address to the name. So everything is okay here. Now just try to make this secondary server as a EM client from this primary server, as this is also acting as an EM server, means the primary server is also acting as an EM server in this section. So let us move to this portion, em.repos.d. let us check. No, this is not yet configured as an EM client, so I have to configure this as an EM client. So vim client .repo. remember that the extension file name could be anything, but the extension should be repo. Client name is equal to my em client, base URL is equal to FTP 92.168.61.62 pub Rhce server GPG check is equal to 0. Now run this command, yum repo list. Let's wait for a second. Come on. Yeah, it's working here. Look at this section. There are 2719 repo list. It has been taken from the primary server. Means now this secondary server will be acting as a yum client for this primary server. Now you have to install this package in this section also. Install bind at, as this is the main package for the DNS. Look, bind i686, bind chroot, and bind div db ldap. These three packages are installing with the bind. I'm going to configure Rhce environment also, and in that section I will show you peoples the use of bind chroot, that how all the DNS server will be implemented under the bind chroot. The process of running the DNS server under this bind chroot gel I will show you in the next video. I will configure 2 to 3 Rhce machine in that section, on that section, and show that how bind chroot will be implemented. As you people are already aware that Rhce 7 has already hit the market, and I am still using Rhce 6 for this demo videos. But one thing I must make sure that those who are still struggling with their basics will get a definite help from this section, and after that they can easily opt Rhce 7 or the upper versions. In any versions all the file remains same, so there is no grudge with the versions. These all files are installing very slowly as the machine is not so fast. These three machines are taking ample of RAM. Yeah, the installation is complete. Let us move further. Let's move to this file. In this section you again have to specify the same options that I have already specified in the Rhce 6 version. Rhce 6 primary server, SCL mylan one 192.168 dot This is the network that secondary server will be queried to or respond to. In this section you have to specify the IP address of our secondary server here, 61.63. Again come to this section and you specify my LAN. My LAN means this option, means this network. The secondary server will only going to respond to this network only, 192.168.61.0. It's up here. Now move to another file where we are going to configure our zone to be served by the secondary server. As usual, the domain will be example.com. It is the type of slaves. The path will be like this: slaves forward dot example.com. Means the secondary server will fetch the forward.example.com file, means the forward zone files from the Rhce 6 primary server automatically to this under this path. The directory name will be slaves. And you specify one more option like masters. Specify the IP address of your master server, 61.62. Yeah. Again come to this section. .192.168.61, and I have already left the last octet here. The type will be slave and the path will be same as I have defined it in this section. Okay, the reverse.example.com zone file will automatically be fetched from the primary server under this path, under the directory slaves. Again you have to specify these options as like master 192.168.61.62. as I have told you that this is the IP address of the master server from where the zone file will be fetched automatically on the updation of the serial number. Now everything is up here, I think so. I can check the commands or check the syntax error in the configuration file or not. Named hyphen check conf name.conf. Yeah, everything is okay. No syntax error has been found here. Now named hyphen check zone, named hyphen check zone example.com where named. No need to specify these things here. Now go to the master server and you have to make some couple of changes here. Go to this option, vim named.conf you just have to specify a single line here, like allow QUE query, allow query from this server 192.168.61.63. It is almost done here. Allow query, sorry, allow transfer. Allow transfer will be used here, and this is the IP of secondary server. Allow transfer 161.63. Now you have to again make some changes on these files too. Where named vim forward.example.com. In this section you have to specify the name servers of our secondary DNS, which is station 63.example.com, and a record are also need to be specified here, exactly like this. 2.168.61.63. and as I told you earlier that you need to update your serial so that the changes made here will be automatically get reflected to the secondary server. Name server 63.example.com. don't forget to put this trailing period here. Station 62, yeah, everything is okay. Now again move to your reverse file, reverse zone file, and you have to first of all change the serial number just like the previous section. In in name server station 63.example.com, station 63 in, you need to specify your A record also. A record for your secondary server means the IP address of 61.63 and the pointer record. Yeah, perfectly done. Now you have to restart your service once again. No errors found. Move to your secondary server, just go to this section and check, go to this section. No files are still found here, just restart the service. Look, as I have restarted the service and then long listing the files, I have got two files. One is forward.example.com, reverse.example.com. Prior to the starting service, prior to the service start, 1 minute. Yeah, when I have not started the service, we have no files here. but as soon as I started the service here, I have got two files, forward example.com and reverse.example. Let's check the content one by one. This is the serial number 2, the name server of the primary DNS and the secondary DNS are here, means the records have automatically pulled from the primary server to the secondary server on starting of, just after the starting of server services. Again check the reverse.example, means the reverse files are also pulled from the primary servers automatically on the service startup. That means we have perfectly and correctly configured the secondary server here. I am again repeating the same fact that each and every time you make changes in your zone file, you have to update your serial number 2, so that the secondary server will automatically take the changes at every certain interval of time. In the real world scenario, when the name queries are resolved, then no one can easily specify, there is no mode to specify that whether the queries are actually entertained from the primary server or the secondary server. Let us check the same thing from the client side of Windows machine. Is this pinging or not? Yeah, this is pinging. Yeah, this is pinging with the primary server. Let's check that whether it is pinging with the secondary server or not. Yeah, it is perfectly fine. Now go to the network place section and put some network parameters here. It is 65. The primary DNS server is 61.62, means this primary server's IP address, and the alternate DNS means the IP address of the secondary server is already configured here. CMD NS lookup. Look, the default service is station 62, means our primary server's IP address, and the address is 61.62. You just put here station 62.example.com. non-existence, station 62.example.com. Yeah, the primary server IP address is station 63.example.com. Yeah, the IP address of the secondary server is 62.63, means this client is also working perfectly and fine. Let us check some couple of more things. In the secondary server, go to where named. As I am already in this directory path, there are some couple of files. First of all is cd data. There is a file called name.run, cat name.run. Check one by one. Look here, transfer started, transfer complete, one message, 8 records, 263 bytes, and also sending notify serial 302. Transfer started means this is the log file that will keep all the status related to the transfer of record from primary to secondary server. By checking this log file, you can specify that whether everything is configured correctly or not. Quit. Okay. Okay, we will meet with new video soon. Till then, goodbye.